other.
And the magic of the cup. Sorry, Martin. The magic of the cup. You can just see the players there. And really look, the fans are really looking to enjoy themselves.
And a cup run can spice up the most depressing of seasons, and that's certainly what Luton are enduring at the moment. On the equivalent Friday night a year ago, Rushden Diamonds embarrassed a struggling second division club, that night Scunthorpe United, and they were the first club to get through the first round of the FA Cup. Can they do the same tonight at the expense of Luton Town? We're live right after the break. Luton have home advantage here. So often a change of manager at least gives a quick fix. Whether that will unfold to Luton's advantage over the next 90 minutes, we must wait and see. But the FA Cup, the competition proper, all the excitement and glamour that goes with it is underway again. Lots going towards the near post. By Rodwell again. McLaren just looping it back in, that's not the worst ball. Oh, and a shot by Carlson, and the Norwegian, one of two Scandinavians brought here recently. Fine stop.
Well, he doesn't really catch it well, Kent Carlson, but what he does is because of that fact, it bounces just in front of the goalkeeper, Billy Turley, which makes it difficult for him, but he gets a hand to it.
Oh, off the bar. Mark Steen at the far post. Taylor has a crack, and if this is a taste of what's to come, we're in for an entertaining evening.
It's not just entertaining, it's quality, Martin. This ball into the box by Matthew Spring. Look at that wonderful area to go into. And all Mark Steen, he's only little, he doesn't have to jump for this ball, just guide it back onto the target, hits the top of the crossbar, and Ray Warburton kindly accepts the bounce.
Well, wherever he's gone, Mark Steen, the goals have come with him, and in charge of these corners, and he looks deep again. Oh, that was Boyce coming in, and when he climbs so well, you half expected the net to be bulging.
Well, I'm not sure he makes contact with this one, Martin. I think he just gets on the back of the defender, and it's the defender that actually heads the ball, and it is, and he just guides it out of play there, and the referee made the right decision.
Taylor, George, good football from the Division 2 team, and Liam George has put it wide. Goalkeeper came out to make it that much more awkward for him.
Magnificent football, it really is. Taylor into Steen, back to Helen, and what about this? He just drifts it behind the defender. George is trying to be too clever, the goalkeeper's coming out, he's just tried to skip it past him. It's either to his left or over the top of him, but he's cut his own angle down really, really tight. Doesn't give himself that much to aim for, and knocks it wide.
Would have been a nice start for Lil Fucillo inside his first 10 minutes.
And not only passion and desire, it's real good football as well.
It's been a sparkling start. And a little taster for what comes in a competition that Brian Talbot knows much about. And certainly the quality of the corners so far has been a real feature of this opening part of the game, and my goodness, very nearly a goal for Seguer. Well, again, the corner kick.
It's brilliant corner. The delivery's fantastic. There's poor defending, you have to say, but Seguer once again doesn't have to jump. He just has to guide it on towards the goal. There it is, but he just bangs it against the post. The rebound comes to him, and he can't turn it in.
Jean-Michel Seguer, who walked up to Nen Park one day and asked for a trial. He was Peters. Oh, it's hit the post again. Well, an opening goal surely can't be long in coming here.
He's got to score, Mark Peters, for me. He has got the space. There is poor defending once again, but that's a clear header. There is a lot of bodies in the way. It does bounce off the post, but any sort of decent contact, and that thumps into the net.
They were close to going a goal behind here.
Absolutely, Martin. Look at that. It's right on his head there. He does really well, you have to say. Stuart Fraser on the line there. He lets it hit him, but it should have been a better header.
Last 2 seasons, you'll remember maybe their joust with Leeds United 2 seasons ago, and they held David O'Leary's team at Nen Park. Proud occasion for Brian Talbot. Well, Rushden have a former Luton manager on their coaching staff, Terry Wesley. It's controlled by Watts. Seguer's pass, Jackson chasing it eagerly. Carlson's the first defender. Jackson shot, goalkeeper's parried it. And was fortunate that didn't come straight to the following up player, Brady.
John Brady, that he doesn't get on under that.
There's been some frost through the night in the recent times in the southeast. Whether that might get into the pitch at the later stages here, we must wait and see. Brian Talbot maybe with a point or two to make to his team at half-time.
They're all working hard, making sure their opponent has no room.
Jackson looking to involve the pace of Tarkan Mustafa. Again, it's parried out by Tani Abbey. Again, he's lucky, but there's no one following up for Rushden Diamonds.
Well, he hits this really well, Tarkan Mustafa. Once he hits it, it moves and swerves. He's not really got his feet sorted out properly, Nathan Abbey. And there it is, he's just drifting towards him.
Played 3 centre-backs against Scunthorpe when they knocked them out in the first round last season. That was in a home game. Not always the way Brian Talbot sets out his team, but he's decided to do that tonight. It's quite a common way for conference clubs to play, though. Jackson is onside from Mills's pass. Chance for Rushden and Diamonds. Good stop by Tani Abbey.
Well, you wonder how he's got so much space here, Justin Jackson. You had to think for a moment he was offside. The linesman didn't give it, he got the space, but full marks to Watts. He got back in there, and Nathan Abbey this time got himself in a position to make sure he made the save.
Brady. Half-time, no goals, even though Mark Steen hit the bar early on. And all sorts of activity at the other end. Seguer hit a post. And Mark Peters had a header that was deflected onto the other post by Stuart Fraser on the line. But at half-time in the first round of the FA Cup between Luton and Rushden, it's 0-0. But the side that Brian Talbot has put out have certainly done credit to Rushden and Diamonds to this point, and they get the second half underway. No changes by either Brian or Lil Fucillo at half-time. Burgess. Mills, now Rodwell. Still some give in the ground, although the temperatures are dropping. Peters. Burgess with the corner. Oh, well, when Rodwell made connection there, anything either side of the goalkeeper, and there was a good chance of...
He's got to score. He really has got to score. Carlson tries to hold him. Look, he's pushing and shoving him. He gets the header in, but just pops it into the arms of Abbey. He really got to thump that once it's there, but he doesn't.
Warburton. Another Burgess corner.
Well, Julian Watts does really well because he's on his way up. Warburton, look at that, he's up. Julian Watts is right there with him because goalkeeper Nathan Abbey's not going to get that, but just the presence of being close to him does enough. They're pushing Luton back.
Jackson. Mills. Jackson. Sigar! Well, I think he might feel that he was just touched as he made his move, but maybe not enough to really put him off and excuse the missed chance.
It's a bad miss. It's a great dummy from Mills, and that delivery is spot on. He's got away from his marker. He lets this hit the left-hand side of his head. He's got to try and catch it full on. He doesn't do that, and that's the reason why it goes wide, because it's really missing his head there.
McLaren. Steen. An early ball from Spring, and Liam George is one-on-one with Turley here, and Luton Town, against the run of play in the second half, have taken the lead.
That is absolutely delightful. He was celebrating the goal before he even touched the ball. What an excellent finish. He hits it very, very early, Matthew Spring. That's what undoes the defenders. And look at this, look, takes his time. There's the little shimmy with the arm which says, I'm going to put this underneath your body. I haven't got a problem. He's side on with the goalkeeper. That's what opens the goal up for him. He can go either way, but he pops it underneath. Billy Turley. Turley, no chance whatsoever. Great finish.
Well, he made this extravagant gesture, including a tribute to Ricky Hill. And the referee did go and speak to him about that, but he didn't book him. Came off Brady's head. And George making up the ground on Peters. Steen going far post. That's the pass, and Steen almost fashioning a finish. The ball arrived at just an awkward height for him.
It's lovely football. He's too clever for Peters there, George. He just tucks it inside him, and he's in a dilemma now, Mark Steen. Does he go for it with his head? Does he wait for it to hang down and hit it on the volley? In the end, he just hangs his foot there, hoping to make decent contact, and it just bounces off that right boot.
Spring. Comes on as he hit the deck. There's always the risk the ball might squirm out of the grasp then.
That looks a bad one. That looks a bad one on Mark's team, because his knee goes right into the back of him as he goes for the ball, and he clatters over the top of him. He's got his eye on the ball. There's that right knee right into the back of poor old Mark Steen. Oh.
Abbey doesn't get there, and has like almost gone straight in from Gary Mills. Goalkeeper's down, but the lead is still intact.
Well, it's brilliant defending. Kent Nielsen on the line, because Nathan Abbey, we've talked about him early on, he makes sure he gets himself right in that position. There's Carlson right on the line. Look at that leg stretching as high as it possibly can go.
And
really
Stuart Fraser helped him out as well, the goalkeeper that is, by completing the clearance.
Well,
I really think that I'll put this right in the goalkeeper's area and see what happens. Burgess. Warburton! It's a very good leap. Near miss.
it's a wonderful ball again, and he gets great elevation, and you just think that's going into the top left-hand corner. Goalkeeper Abbey once again rooted to his line, and they watch it gleefully go over the bar.
Mark Steen, as we rather suspected, can't continue, and he's going to be replaced by Peter Thompson, who's in his first season with Luton. He's had a spell in Dutch football. Began in the English game with the Bury, his hometown club. Moved into non-league football, did well. Got a move to Holland. Well, this is Simon Wormel coming on for Gary Mills. Now, Wormel has scored a goal live on Sky Sports. It was in the FA Youth Cup final for Tottenham. First leg against Manchester United in 1995. He threw out the game. Hasn't panned out that way in terms of goals. And up comes Billy Turley to add more drama to it, and down he goes. The referee has not reacted. Turley's still in there. Back by Warburton. And George, well, he didn't get there, and Billy Turley was throwing his weight into this, and I wonder whether he was actually partially responsible for
Peter Thompson. Watch Peter Thompson just pushing and shoving there. Referee's right. Got a great view of that, doesn't give anything. Julian Watts heads it away, and they're very unfortunate not to have a penalty there.
And then when the ball came back in again,
that was Billy Turley once again. Billy Turley clatters into his own player. Luton player. He's got his eyes on the ball. It goes in. There's two of them, three of them going towards it, and the goalkeeper gets them both at the same time, but he's the one that doesn't come off injured. He's got his eye on the ball. Bang! His own player, and then the Luton player.
That'll be extra stoppage in stoppage time. Looking at Turley, but in fact Thompson was pushing, was it Warburton?
Peter Thompson, definitely. He knows he's got a run on him, Warburton. He just tries to pull him back, because there's the run, there's the left arm comes out, then the right arm, and he bangs into Billy Turley. Down he goes, and they're lucky to get away with it.
Another look at the watch from Graham Laws, and Luton Town are in the second round of the FA Cup, and they have won a game only for the third time this season at 22 attempts, but the first 1 out of 1 for Lil Fugillo in his managerial career here. It's been a difficult week for all concerned with this football club. It's been a difficult night on the pitch as well, because Rushden Diamonds played well and looked, as Chris Kamara has been saying, ready for league status themselves, but they make no further progress in the competition. In the FA Cup that they've adorned with a giant killing axe in the last couple of years. This was the moment that sunk them. Springs ball forward, and the calmest of finishes from Liam George, with a message attached to the previous manager. But it is a new era here, and it's a winning start. Luton Town go on, Rushden Diamonds go out, and Liam George is the man who sorted it out. 1-0 to Luton.